there are two issues on which Tehran and Ankara are likely to have a convergence point. One is, of course, the Kurdish question, which is also an Iranian problem, not as severe as the one that faced by Turkey, but it is there. And the other has to do with the US presence in the region. So, am I correct in assuming that these two convergence points are enough for Tehran and Turkey to get down to actually figuring out what kind of political dispensation or transitional government is possible post-conflict in Syria?
Well, I think that from the Iranian perspective, it's the state in Syria is the legitimate state, and it's not for Iran or other foreign powers to determine the future of Syria. Just like when the coup in Turkey was unfolding, and it was clear that the United States, the Saudis, the Emiratis were supporting the coup, the Iranians were absolutely against it because the Turkish government was the legitimate government and the government chosen by the Turkish people. In the case of Syria, Iran believes that foreign intervention is not legitimate and that the Syrians have to make their own decisions. But when it comes to Iran and Turkey, I think the points of convergence, the ones that you mentioned, are absolutely correct, but I think there are many more than that. Not only do the Iranians and the Kurds have, the Turks have interests in these areas, but also when it comes to the economy, when it comes to sovereignty and independence and American hegemony, when it comes to the rights of the Palestinian people, bilateral trade. And also Iran and Turkey, I think, are two countries in West Asia that culturally speaking have a much more that have strong similarities. I've traveled to Turkey quite often. My Turkish friend, I'm an Iranian Azeri by Marandi is an Azeri city. Iran and Turkey have very strong cultural similarities, religiously speaking. They're both of moderate culture. They're very unlike Saudi Wahhabi Islam. And therefore, I think political, economic interests of Iran and Turkey are very significant. And when Iran and Turkey were in conflict over Syria, I think the fact that the two countries had so many common interests, that was the reason why there was never a breakup in relations between the two countries over Syria, because the attachment between the two countries and the importance that the two countries recognize for one another is far greater than any other issue that could be used as a wedge to separate them.